In the distant future, Earth had become a member of the Galactic Alliance, an interstellar federation of planets and species. Humanity's role in this new cosmic order was primarily one of diplomacy, forging connections between civilizations whose cultures were often alien to a mind-bending degree. Among these alliances, none was more critical than the marriage of Commander Elias Varga, a decorated human officer, and Zyra, a regal member of the Valyrians, a highly advanced and enigmatic alien race. The Valyrians were known for their ethereal beauty, profound wisdom, and their peculiar relationship with time itself. Their skin shimmered with iridescent hues, and their eyes seemed to hold depth stretching across centuries. Zyra was no exception. Her elegance was captivating, her presence almost otherworldly, and as she walked down the aisle in a translucent, glowing gown, all eyes were on her. Elias had first met Zyra during a peace summit, where their connection had been instantaneous. They shared a bond that transcended species, and their union was heralded as a symbol of harmony between Earth and the Valyrians. But Zyra harbored a secret. On quiet nights aboard the Solaris Dawn, Elias began to notice subtle, almost imperceptible changes in Zyra's behavior. Her once vibrant personality grew distant. Her laughter became less frequent. The shimmering glow of her skin would occasionally flicker, like a dying star in the vastness of space. She began spending long hours alone in their quarters, gazing out at the stars as if searching for something beyond the horizon of time. One night, as Elias lay awake beside her, Zyra whispered words in her native tongue. The translation device embedded in her necklace malfunctioned, leaving Elias unable to understand her. But the tone of her voice, tinged with fear and longing, struck a chord deep within him. The next day, driven by growing unease, Elias accessed her personal files through the ship's database. He knew it was a breach of trust, but his instincts told him something was deeply wrong. What he discovered sent a chill down his spine. The Valyrians, though peaceful in appearance, harbored a dark secret. They were not bound by linear time as humans were. Instead, they experienced time as a shifting entity, moving forward, backward, and even in loops. More alarming was the revelation that Zyra's future was known to her from birth. Every event, every moment, including her death, was already imprinted in her mind. And she was dying. The data revealed that Zyra had only weeks left to live. Her race, while long-lived, was susceptible to a condition known as temporal dissonance, where their consciousness became untethered from their bodies. It was a slow, excruciating process that ended with their essence scattering across time itself, erasing their very existence. To Zyra, this fate was inevitable, and she had known it even before meeting Elias. But there was more. Her marriage to Elias had not been one of love, at least not initially. It was a calculated move by the Valyrian Council. Zyra's death and the energy released from her temporal dissonance would create a ripple through time, destabilizing it in the vicinity of Earth's solar system. The resulting chaos would hinder humanity's space travel for centuries, rendering Earth dependent on the Valyrians for survival. It was a cold, strategic maneuver disguised as a union of peace. Elias confronted Zyra that night. Tears shimmered in her timeless eyes as she confessed everything. "I didn't choose this," she whispered, her voice trembling, "but I am bound to it." Despite the initial deception, Zyra had grown to love Elias. Yet her fate was sealed. Desperate, Elias sought a solution, consulting the most advanced minds in the Galactic Alliance. But the Valyrians had ensured there was no cure. As the days passed, Zyra's condition worsened. Time itself seemed to warp around her. At moments, she appeared younger, then in an instant ancient, as if she were slipping through the threads of her own existence. In her final moments, Elias held her hand, his heart breaking as she faded before him. "I would have chosen you," she whispered, her voice now a mere echo. And then, with a shimmer of light, she was gone, leaving behind only a haunting void where time and space had unraveled. But the secret didn't die with her. Elias knew the Valyrian plan was still in motion. Temporal ripples had already begun, and Earth's future was at stake. He made a vow to expose the truth to the Galactic Alliance, to prevent the catastrophe the Valyrians had set into motion. The story of Zyra's deadly secret of love and betrayal would become legend. Yet deep down, Elias knew that no matter how much time passed, he would never stop searching for a way to bring her back, to rewrite their future. And in the distant stars, time itself seemed to hold its breath, waiting,